today's video, I'm going to be talking about basically ICD, what it is, what it does, how does it work, and why have I got an ICD, and why it's imperative that I have an ICD. So basically, first things first, what does ICD stand for? It stands for implantable cardiac defibrillator. Some of you who might not be like medical personnel or whatever, you might be like, what's that? So you know what a pacemaker is, right? We always hear about pacemakers in the media, in TV shows and movies. Well, an ICD sort of is in that grouping and such. It works differently to a pacemaker, which I will discuss later on. But yeah, so ICD, implantable cardiac defibrillator. So, an ICD, what I am going to do, because I want to make sure I'm given the correct information, to pick up my phone, I'm going to read off the British Heart Foundation website. It's an amazing website that I use. I use it quite a lot when I want to look up things about myself and other things really. So I will leave a link below in the description box, so please click on it to basically read more. But on the website they basically say an ICD, it's a small device which can treat people with dangerously abnormal heart rhythms. It sends electrical pulses to regulate abnormal heart rhythms, specifically those that can be dangerous and cause a cardiac arrest. So think of shows such as ER, Hobie City, Casualty, I've just quoted like American and English shows and, British shows there. Remember when someone's in cardiac arrest, what do? They grab the defibrillator, don't they? They put the pads on and then they defibrillated them, don't they? I have a really cool mini one inside of my chest. Whoa, that is pretty awesome and pretty scary at the same time. But yeah, so basically the heart has an electrical system that regulates the heartbeat. With every heartbeat, there are signals that, go through our hearts. This electrical signal follows through your heart, causing it to contract and to pump blood. This is amazing stuff. I really wish I took note in science now at school. So when this process doesn't happen and we don't get those electrical signals through the heart, that's when we can get abnormal heart rhythms, aka arrhythmias. Now, I don't know if you saw my video about my actual heart condition that I have. I have left a link to it in the description box below, but I also suffer with atrial fibrillation. And that is a type of abnormal heart rhythm. For me, atrial fibrillation, it makes me go really, 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 really fast, my heart rate. I'm also at risk of ventricular tachycardia, which I will go into that much later on, but I'm just letting you know these are the ones that I could potentially have or developed. So we know the reasons why a person might have an ICD for having an abnormal heart rhythm, arrhythmias. Next I'm going to talk about what does it do exactly. We all know that it's a defibrillator, but what exactly can it or can't it do? I do know that when I had my operation to have it implanted, they put it on my left side, so I'm sure everyone will have it on their left side because of science, all our hearts up there, right? Like I don't know, I'm not medical. But they put it here, which I'm going to show you. This is my really cool scar I've got there. Don't know if you can see that or not. Sometimes scars can heal up nicely, and then sometimes they kind of might get stretched, and mine's a bit stretched. You can see my open heart condition, surgery scar there as well. So I'm quite scarred and cool and nifty, if I do say so myself. But when I had my implant put in, sometimes they put it under the skin where you could see it bulging out, because I was quite young when I had it done, implanted in. They decided to put it under my muscle, which is interesting because I know when I go to sleep, I actually can't sleep on this side. I have to sleep on this side because I've tried to sleep on this side, but if you imagine there's like a device nestled in your muscle, and even though it's sort of, infused in there, it can still sort of move because, it's not meant to be in there. And it hurts still to this day. I've had it for quite a few years now, and it's still, I can maybe like talk to my partner or whatever lying on this side, but I can't like fall asleep. I naturally fall asleep on my left side or on my back. So basically what my ICD does, I know there's certain versions and everything. I know you can get an SICD, a subcutaneous, I don't know if I've said that right, apologies, ICD. I know with my one, Mine paces me, monitors me, and cardioconversion me, and also defibbs me. So what does that all mean? So it monitors once, was it once a month? No, it's every 3 months. My device will download the activities that my heart's been doing for the past 3 months. It's quite cool. In the beginning, I used to go into clinic and they'd put this device there that would sort of like connect to my device, and they download all the information. So my device records my activity, which I find fascinating and really good, because you might not actually realize you've had an attack for some reason. You might be asleep and something's gone off, and they can literally be like, oh, press the button, we've downloaded it, right, what's gone off and everything. So it monitors you there. Also, it paces you, cardioversion you, I think that's the correct terminology for it. So if you're starting to get abnormal heart rhythms, so if my atrial fibrillation is playing up, the device, so pretend this is my heart going da da da, suddenly it's going, uh-oh, something's not right. What my ICD will do is like, hey, and sort of try and slow it down to try and put it back into a normal heart rate. Tries, convert it. Come on, slow down, dude, what's wrong with you? And everything. So it does that. Failing that, I know with mine in particular, after 3 tries, if it doesn't put me back into normal sinus rhythm, NSR, it will basically fire a big shock on me and everything, which unfortunately I've experienced that. And if you have experienced that as well, then you know what it feels like. Don't we? It's not that great at all. So, if we go back to why do I have an ICD, I have abnormal heart rhythms. I have arrhythmias. As I said before, in my other video explaining my heart conditions and everything, I do suffer with atrial fibrillation and left bundle branch block as well. They are to do with the electricals of the heart. AFib is a very fast heart rhythm. I'm also, due to having obstructive hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, my heart condition, I am at great risk as well of getting ventricular tachycardia, VT. That, unfortunately, is a very, very risky, high risk, fast heart rhythm, where sometimes, unfortunately, if it's not caught in time, it can lead to passing away and everything. So that's the reason why I had my ICD, was as a preventative measure, because I may have lost some family members in the past due to this heart condition, and they decided I tick all the boxes of being at very high risk of getting that. I'm at high risk of possibly getting that. But this ICD, I think what happened, was it 2 years ago actually, yeah, we're in 2020, aren't we? Wow, has it been has it been a year? No, wait, I can't count. All I know is in 2018, so it's a year and a bit, I actually did get shocked for the first time. So far, the first and only time, touch wood, I did get shocked by my ICD. And at the time, it was an inappropriate shock. So you might think, inappropriate shock? Appropriate shock, what does that all mean? Well, my ICD was put inside my chest for risk of me going into ventricular tachycardia. But my ICD at the time, it shocked me because my atrial fibrillation, my left bundle branch block, they sort of worked in a tag team, and yeah, they were making my heart go crazy. It's crazy to think, what? So it wasn't actually the thing that I'm at high risk of, no, it was the other thing. It was my buddy AFib. We got on so well, we do. Do you see that? I'm just like, AFib. But basically what happened there was my heart actually, because I remember I saw the printout and everything, my heart was going 240, and as it was staying in the 240 at the time, because I saw my printout of my activity of my heart, I saw that my ICD 3 times it tried to put me back into my normal sinus rhythm. It tried so hard. It was like, please slow down. It didn't, and unfortunately I was shocked. And it's weird to say this, but when something bad happens to you and you might think, oh, I don't really want to be reminded of this. the thing is that I can't sort of run away from this. It happened and it might happen again. So there's no point sort of ignoring it. You have to accept it. And it is a part of me, this device. And I know that without this device, I probably wouldn't be here right now talking to you and making these videos. At the time as well, I will say that my first time getting shocked, if anyone out there has been shocked, you know, private message me, let me know how you're doing and stuff, because unfortunately the first time I got shocked.
Hi guys, so I stopped the video there as I do go into full detail of the story of my first time getting shocked by my ICD. And please do stick around, like, comment, subscribe if you want to, or just join me next week and I'll be able to give you the full rundown. Until then, take care of yourself. Bye. I said you get